All right, here we go tonight, ladies. We are here tonight on the Yo, how's everybody doing tonight, man? On a friggin' Thursday, man. We got some news, and then we got freaking AEW Dynamite recap here tonight, man. On a freaking Thursday, ladies and gentlemen. Let's get to work, man. Here tonight, man, on a Thursday. All right, ladies and gentlemen. Let's see here. So the first thing is that apparently there's a partnership now between TNA Impact and New Japan. They're gonna do like possibly a Forbidden show, just like last year New Japan and Dynamite did. Apparently there's one schedule. Pretty cool. Um, I guess this really helped. I thought last year AEW was like the one that was helping New Japan, right? Get out more on the map, especially here in the U.S. And I feel like this one is more New Japan helping some of these. I feel like a lot of people know what TNA Impact is, but they don't know the wrestlers that much, right? So this might help TNA Impact wrestlers get more on the map. We'll see. It could be good. I mean, could it potentially be next to freaking New Japan WWE? We'll see, man. But yeah, pretty cool, man. New Japan and TNA Impact are going to be doing a Forbidden show, just like with AEW, man. Pretty cool, man. People were not very happy last night about that. Yeah, that freaking whole thing. Everybody, I thought for sure Billy Gunn was going to turn heel, man. And instead, he got knocked out by his son with the belt, and then they hit Anthony Bones with the belt, and then they went with a full roll up. Yeah, man, a lot of people were very pissed off, and I don't think it was main event worthy. I would have kept Brian Danielson Rush should have been the main event of that show, honestly. I think unless you were going to turn Billy Gunn heel, I don't think that should have been the main event of the show, man. But yeah, man, people are not happy about that. They're saying that freaking not Lita coming back on Raw this past week to help Becky Lynch in her match. Is going to plant the seeds to eventually have a 6 tag team match at 6-woman tag team match at Elimination Chamber, which would be Lita, Trish Stratus, and Becky Lynch versus Damage Control. I think a lot of the reason they want to do this is because obviously Trish Stratus is Canadian. So that's why they're doing this. A lot of people thought maybe at WrestleMania, but I think they want to do it at Chamber because of Trish Stratus being from Canada. So apparently Trish Stratus is going to come back on Monday, and then they're going to have the match on Saturday. Elimination or next Saturday. I don't know. Yeah, next, so Monday, and then Saturday, obviously Monday. So not this Saturday, next Saturday. Anyways, so let's see if there's any more news. I think there is, and this is what I predicted, and it looks like it's gonna happen. It looks like JBL for now is done with the WWE. I predicted this when I saw the tweets last week that he was complaining about his 85-year-old mom living alone and not having any power for 3 days because of that winter storm that went through Dallas last week. I'm like, this guy might not want to, if he's in that situation, I wouldn't be surprised if he just quit his job with Baron Corbin because that storyline was going nowhere. So I'm pretty sure, yeah, a lot of people thought he was going to go maybe manage Grayson Allen or somebody else, Grayson Waller, whatever, from NXT, maybe get called up after WrestleMania, but no. I kind of predicted this. He's probably going to take some personal time off to stay with his mother. That apparently she lives alone. So yeah, JBL is not scheduled to appear regularly on WWE programming going forward, according to Insider. So yeah, man, that's what I predicted, man. But anyways, let's see here, more news. SmackDown has a show coming up in the summer in London. Wow. Right before the Money in the Bank show. Because remember, Money in the Bank, yes, that's right. It makes a lot of sense because Money in the Bank is in London this year, right? And so the Friday before, SmackDown is also going to be in London. Pretty cool right there, but it makes a lot of sense if you think about it, ladies and gentlemen. Maybe they should do that with when they go to Saudi Arabia too, maybe, instead of having to pre-tape it. I'm sure there would be a lot more money went in there if they was like, hey, not only going to give you the paper, we're also going to give you a SmackDown. I'm sure, and Saudi Arabia is probably looking at that. I'm like, how come we don't get SmackDown right before the pay-per-view then as well? And then you have to pre-tape it and spoil it, man. Let's see. Gunther has been champion for 243 days. I believe the record is like somewhere in the 400s by the Honky Tonk Man. So he's getting close. He might definitely break it. We'll see what happens then with Mr. Gunther. And I think there's last one. The ending of last week's SmackDown was watched by nearly 2.6 million people. And then once the Sami Roman Reigns segment came on, it shot up to 300,000. That was so they got an extra 300,000 just for the Sami Zayn Roman Reigns segment, which ended up being 2.6 million overall. So pretty good number for SmackDown. Yeah, I believe in less than like a day of being posted across all WWE social media platforms, they had over 15 million views altogether. So yeah, people are very invested in this storyline. Probably the best storyline going on right now, and not just WWE, but all of wrestling. This Sami Zayn Roman Reigns storyline, ladies and gentlemen. And I was saying on my TikTok live stream, I'm like, WWE low-key wishes maybe WrestleMania was in May, so they feel like they're kind of rushing the end of the storyline because they got to move over to Cody Rhodes now. But yeah, man, we'll see if it's over at Elimination Chamber, man. We'll see what happens, ladies and gentlemen. I think that might be about it with news. Yeah, I think we're going to go over and start recapping AEW Dynamite. All right, ladies and gentlemen. Dynamite. Let's see here. I believe, what was it? February, I want to say 8, 2023. All right, ladies and gentlemen, let's see. Sometimes they don't give us the right. Yeah, they don't do. For some reason, the guy that I find my recap articles from WWE, apparently he does not watch AEW because I can never find him on AEW, and yeah, I can never find like almost like a word from word script from AEW like I can from Raw and SmackDown. So hopefully this is very detailed, and if not, I'm gonna have to try to remember everything that happened. Most of this show, I felt like it was like the Bryan Danielson and MJF stuff. I thought the second hour was better. I think there were only like 3 matches in the second hour. But you started off right away with MJF versus Takashita. A great match, man. MJF wins it. He uses the ring, and after the match, he starts busting him open. He beats the hell out of him. And then Bryan Danielson comes out. MJF runs away. And then MJF does a backstage segment, which was pretty crazy, man. He's like, you want to talk about adversity? When I was a young kid in high school, man, I used to have a blue Camaro, and I used to race with it all the time. And I kept getting stopped and getting speeding tickets. There came a point where I got so many speeding tickets that if I got one more, I was freaking gonna get my license taken away. So I started, I tried to calm down, but there was a prom night, and I went out with my date. She called it Liv, so everybody thought it was Liv Morgan. And we were out after prom, and we were just riding then in my Camaro. And I think he said we started making out and shit, and I accidentally pressed the freaking accelerated pedal, and we drove into a freaking post. My freaking windshadow was crushed. Everything. I was being conscious. I woke up. I got glass all over my freaking mouth. I speeded out. I look at freaking Liv. She was literally like on my freaking windshield, thankfully still breathing. And I see the freaking sirens, man. The police and the ambulance are coming out, and I see that, and I'm like, Fritch, man, he's like, I gotta, I ended up switching Liv and put her in the driver's seat and and he said, I put myself in the passenger seat. So when the police and the ambulance came, they would think she was driving the car. And so he wouldn't get his license taken away. Jesus Christ, man, this guy, I'm going to say he writes this stuff, right? They don't really have a writing team in AEW, right? It's Tony Khan, but he gives a lot of freedom. And his match with Takashita was fantastic, man. This guy, man, I think he's right now the best wrestler in the world because he's the best microphone guy. And man, the way he can perform in the ring, it's unbelievable as well, man. I don't think people talk about enough how good he's an in-ring performer. Man, like John Cena wish he had this type of ability. Like Jesus Christ, maybe Roman Reigns to some degree. Even though Roman Reigns works more of a bigger guy, badass, but Jesus Christ. And then, man, we move on. We have Jamie Hayter versus the Bunny. The Bunny wins. No, who wins? Jamie Hayter wins. And then we freaking have a backstage segment where I guess a lot of people didn't like this. It was very short, but a lot of people were complaining about Saraya and Tony Storm just beat up a girl, and I don't know if it's somebody from Dark Elevation or what. They just end up putting an L on her. I don't know. A lot of people were complaining about it. I thought it was too short, but whatever. I didn't really pay attention to it that much, but a lot of people were like saying this was terrible segment, that Saraya running AEW has been trash. I don't know, man. And then we freaking get Ricky Starks running the gauntlet. First, he faced Angelo Parker, then Daniel Garcia. And then I think Chris Jericho, right? He's in the crowd just as a fan, wearing a mask, a luchador mask, and he freaking hits the Judas effect on Ricky Starks, and Daniel Garcia puts him back in the ring, and Daniel Garcia wins the match. I think this is, man. Usually when you do these gauntlets, usually the guy survives it, but not this time, man. As I guess Daniel Garcia and the Jericho Appreciation Society win this, man. Who knows? Are they gonna have another match at Revolution? Ricky Starks and Chris Jericho? Who knows? This doesn't really kind of matter that much. It was kind of cool in the beginning, but now with how good the MJF Bryan Danielson feud has gotten, this has kind of taken a backseat. And then we get freaking Bryan Danielson in the back, checking on Takashita, and then they freaking lock him up, man. He gets locked in the freaking medical room, and he can't get out. Freaking Rush comes out of the ring, and then MJF comes out, and he tells Aubrey to start freaking counting to 10, because if he can't make the 10 count, it's a no contest, and Rush wins the match. And so she starts counting down, and she starts counting down very slow. Obviously a babyface referee. And eventually Bryan Danielson literally breaks through the door. He's about to get attacked by some of the members for like the Rush. But Takashita's there to help him. And he eventually makes it like at 7, I believe. And what a hell of a match, man. Hell of a match between Bryan Danielson and Rush, man. Bryan Danielson literally looked like, oh my God, he looked like a monster. His face was all bloody up. His chest was all red and bruised from all the chops he took. Hell of a match, man. They made Rush really look like a badass, right? Almost every punch or shot or kick, it almost like it didn't really affect them. They made him really look good at the end there. Obviously, Bryan Danielson wins it. And it's official. He has enough wins now to be the #1 contender. And so it's official. It will be Bryan Danielson versus MJF at Revolution. So interesting to see where they go from here now, because now he wants enough matches to qualify for the #1 contender. So let's see now. We still have about 3 more weeks. Only about a month. I mean, what's today? March 9th. So yeah, about 4 to 3 weeks before Revolution. We'll see what continues now, how they continue to build up the storyline. But it's great so far, man. MJF is pissed off. He comes back out again. He puts him in a submission hold, an arm bar. Then he starts hitting him up again with a shot to the face with a dynamite ring. Freaking starts beating up the security. And then again, he puts the arm bar back again. And, they're trying to take him up. But yeah, good stuff, man. Good stuff, man. And then we have a great match, which, man, I kind of wasn't into it in the beginning, but Jesus Christ, what a great match. I was still kind of like soaking in the entire MJF, Bryan Danielson, Rush stuff. But yeah, great match between the Elite and freaking, what was it, Top Flight? I don't even know who the hell it was, but great ass match, man. Yeah, it was Top Flight. Great ass match, man. Obviously, the Elite win again. Like I said, that second hour, it was really good, and they really gave the matches a lot of time, right? Especially Bryan Danielson and Rush, and then the Elite versus Top Flight. Like I said, the only thing I would have done is you maybe switch the main event, which was the Gun Club versus the Acclaim. And then I probably have Rush versus freaking Bryan Danielson be the main event. I think, like I said, the only way this should have been the main event if it was Billy Gunn was going to turn heel. Especially like if people were going to hate the ending, right? With the Guns becoming tag team champions. I don't know. I think you should have maybe flip-flop those to send the people more happy. I don't think it's a good sign where people just boo. And I don't think they were booing because they were mad that their favorite guy didn't win. I think they were mad. I just think, like I said, man, I don't think it was main event quality unless you turn daddy ass Billy Gunn heel. I don't think they should have been the main event. I think this could have, like I said, just flip-flop it with the Bryan Danielson Rush match. And the show with MJF trying to take his arm off and trying to get pulled up by security. I think that would have been a better ending to the show. Like I said in the beginning, they hit Billy Gunn with the title, and then they hit Anthony Bones with the title. They roll him up, and the referee was knocked out, so he couldn't see it. So he barely was able to get back up and make the 3 count, and the Guns win the tag team champions. At the end, it's almost like they ran out of time. The freaking Guns were kind of already gone. And they were just the freaking Acclaim and Billy Gunn just standing there like pendejos. They ended up playing the Acclaim's music, and then they had like about a minute to go, and they just didn't know what to do, so they just played the Acclaim's music. But yeah, that was pretty much the show. Obviously, this show, a lot of it was around Bryan Danielson and the MJF storyline. But I thought that second hour was really good. They only had 3 matches. Like I said, last time I'll say, just flip-flop that Bryan Danielson Rush match and the Acclaim Gun match, and I think it would have been a great show. The ending, a lot of people just hated it. But anyways, great-ass stuff. That Bryan Danielson MJF match, the storyline is great. It's by far the best thing they got going on right now in AEW. But yeah, man, good show. Until next time, holla.